Beyoncé's team buried this for years. Nobody dared whisper a word inside those walls, until one single moment shattered everything wide open. Beyoncé was alone in her dressing room when the mirror showed nothing, no reflection at all. Then breathing filled the silence. Slow, close, not hers. That's when I noticed. By 2003, she hid secret messages inside every track. Nobody suspected a thing. The recorder kept running. The door remained open, just an inch. Beyoncé, 22, solo superstar, touring after Destiny's Child. New Orleans, the final stop. Then silence. A reflection 1 second behind. It said, "Your next move." Now, if you know anything about New Orleans, that chill is already crawling up your neck. The photograph changed. Then the click. Then my name. Then silence broke.
Locals say the veil between living and dead is thinnest here. Then my phone caught something whispering through static. It showed my location, a place I had never been. Something was in that room. Beyoncé's French Quarter Hotel dripped with history. Chandeliers, shadows, silence. Then breathing. Not hers. The mirror reflected nothing, but something moved. Her retired tour manager knew instantly something was wrong. Cameras rolled, capturing every shocking second as the dramatic scene played out live before everyone watching. Locked doors, moved objects, a smell that wouldn't leave. Then everything shattered. My name, spoken clearly, in a voice I had never heard before. Like perfume with no one there. Beyoncé ignored it, focused, disciplined. Then a click. Her name.
The photograph had changed. It was already too late. There's always another show, but New Orleans, third night, something shifted. Static crackled, then stopped. A whisper beneath it. The phone screen stayed on. Then it stopped. She snapped awake at 2:47 a.m. 3 weeks had vanished. Something breathed nearby. The mirror reflected only darkness. She was completely alone. Or wasn't she? The kind of waking your body reserves for something genuinely wrong. The room was heavy, the air thick. The door was open. I wasn't alone.
The recording was still running. Her reflection lagged a full second behind. The figure at her bed already knew. The silence hurt. It whispered her next move before she thought it. It was calm. That was worse. It was calm. That was worse. Then the sound came back. A click. Then my name. The photograph had changed. She pressed flat against the wall, eyes locked on something invisible beside
the bed. The phone showed my location. A whisper cut through the static. Something breathed behind her. Beyoncé froze. The mirror showed nothing, yet everything felt wrong. She hadn't moved an inch, till his body moved before his mind did, to dare. The figure stood still, then slowly faded. No drama. It simply disappeared. Then they described my apartment. Exactly. The camera had been recording the whole time. Like a photograph fading, colour bleeding away until only darkness remained. The sound of her own breathing. Then her name, a different voice. Her name again. My name again. Different voice. She called her mother first, not her stylist, not her publicist. That choice tells you everything. Then came the click. My name, and the photograph had already changed. The story darkens here.
Hotel staff, quietly questioned, confirmed she knew. Then silence. Almost. A whisper cut through the static. Then it stopped. The phone screen stayed on. Celestine Marchand, singer, died here, 1923. Cause unknown. Then the darkness shifted. Slow, steady breathing filled the room. Close, deliberate. It wasn't coming from me. She gave everything to her art and died before the world saw it. Some say she wasn't haunting the room. She was visiting. The recording was still running. A young, gifted black woman standing at the edge of something enormous, carrying a legacy the world barely understood. My next move. My handwriting. But I didn't write it. Listen to Haunted from the 4 album. Hear Beyoncé's voice drop in the bridge, that lyric about a face she cannot forget. Then everything shifted. Artists hide truth in plain sight, things too strange to speak aloud. She finished the tour, went back on that stage. The phone showed my location. Because that is what she does. But those who knew her say she was never the same. She'd go quiet when New Orleans was mentioned. Something moved. I hadn't. That she kept a white candle burning in every dressing room from then on. Nobody was ever allowed to ask why. The recording was still running. Celestine Marchand died in that hotel in 1923. Her ghost returns to the same room, appearing only to women, staring at something nobody else can see. The photograph always showed 2 faces. I'd never noticed the second, until it looked back. The voice on the recording, I finally understood, had always been my own.